Hi, hello all. Good morning. Hello, am I audible?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Um, so hope everyone doing well. So we started yesterday we discussed some uh, SQL concepts and some of them from Azure side. SQL Server we created in the Azure, okay, and that we connected to SSMS and seen some firewall related discussion. So let us keep continue. So as we discussed that today we are going to start actually Azure Data Factory. Okay. So after the class, feel free to you just start creating, or in the weekend also you can create the Azure account and you can complete the practice part in the cloud side. Okay. Because even 2-3 days saving also will help you for further things actually, because it is 30-day free trial will be there. Even in worst case, no worries. After that also you can go for paid subscription. The billing we can manage like anything. Very easily you can manage the billing part. So ultimately no worries about the account part. Just getting the account is actually the main thing. So now let us try to start. Okay. Azure Data Factory. We already seen in different resources while creating how the billing will affect it. Okay. So take care of that. So Azure Data Factory. So let us try to see first of all what is this. Then we will create today and some basic discussion we are going to have actually. Okay. So what is this one? So very simple. In general, as we discussed, this is migration related mainly. So from source to sync location, nothing but a destination location. You need to migrate the data actually. So that means you are going to migrate the data actually. So mainly for this purpose, ADF is going to help actually. Because of drag and drop, there is no coding at all. And because of many ready-made solutions, many features actually, and cost effective also. So ADF is best for migration purpose actually. And private and public, and ADF is able to connect it to 200 plus sources actually. What does it mean actually? So you can move the data from one database to another database. So Oracle is your database. So ADF is able to connect to your Oracle database actually. Or for example, SQL Server is there in your local laptop. It is able to connect. MySQL is there. It is able to connect. Suppose if your data is there in the API, some API endpoint, so you can connect to that and you can bring the data. Or if it is there in the Snowflake, it is able to connect. So that's what 200 plus connectors ready-madely available, so that almost the different data sources, whatever is there, you are able to connect actually. So that is more than enough actually, first of all. So this is what ADF, first of all, for mainly for migration purpose, it is like anything. Then on top of that, once the data is came, so you can use it for processing also, data processing also. So data flows concept is there, that for that also you can use it, and then load into the data warehouse. Okay. So this is what in general happening actually. Okay. So, but whether you will go for data processing or not, people, the first choice for data migration is always data factory nowadays. Okay. So that's why it became like anything. It is like a mandatory technology for a data engineer in the Azure side. Okay. So this is what. Now what we will do is let us try to create a data factory. Okay. Create ADF. Nothing is there. Okay. Let us just start. So let me share the portal. So here you can see uh, here. So this is the portal homepage. Okay. Yeah. See, as usual, you can search here Azure Data Factory or otherwise Data Factory. Data Factory. So you can see Data Factories option. So take that. You can see billing wise also again for the Data Factory. You no need to worry if you create. Have a look how many Data Factories I have already for different batches, for different projects. So no need to worry if you just create the Data Factory. So happily you can create it, leave it. Not like database. Yesterday we had the discussion, right? So click on this create. So as usually like other resources while creating how you see in the window, here also same manner. But options are varying based on the resource you are creating. So simple, come down. So project details, if you see subscription, then the resource group try to give. So our resource group is actually June something. So June 25 M Devachi. Okay. So that's what actually here. Okay. So then come down, simple options only here. Give the name of the data factory. So as usually what we discussed. So here give the client name, tenant name, then the project name. So it is like June 25 M. Then give the environment, then give the this service name. So naming conventions are really matter. Lot of flexibility will be there. So select the region. So I'm taking India. You can take correspondingly. That's all. So there is only one version. So it only by default. And there is one simple thing. Come to Git configuration. So actually, whether you know it or not, just leave it. If you don't know, also no problem. So repository, like it's just like whatever work you are doing, that work you need to save it, right? So that code you need to save it. Okay. Though it is drag and drop, but for the in the background, that is the code only. So that code you need to store it, right? Actually. So when you are writing C program, Java in your initial days, so that code you have to, that programs you are going to store in your laptop actually, right? In a folder. So repository is also like that. In this particular resource, data factory resource, all your work, development work, you want to store somewhere actually. So simply for easy organization and for different other benefits, Git is one of the going to provide the repository where you can keep your code actually, especially. So that's what either by using DevOps Git or by using GitHub, which is very famous. So in our later discussion, we are going to configure GitHub actually. So we are pushing or pulling the code. That means existing code or we are whatever developed we are storing in this GitHub. So that configuration we will see later actually, not now. Even after creating data factory also you can configure it. So that's what if you disable, that means you want to configure now itself. So you have to provide the details accordingly. Though we have, this is the early stage, I'm not going to do this now. We are going to experiment with GitHub. So GitHub details, if you provide, it is able to reach there actually. So that's all. So we are configuring it later actually. So networking, advanced, tags, review plus creates. So it is just reviewing the details. If everything is okay, it will enable creates. So have a look once it is done. So now you can see creates. So click on this create so that resource is going to get ready. Very simple, nothing is there. Okay. Very quickly it is going to deploy. So it is just like installing something in your laptop. So done, go to the resource. So this is what the data factory you created just now. And you can see in our resource group, see these are the different resources till now we created. And in future, we are going to see Key Vault, we are going to see Logic App. some APIs, some Gmail related APIs for notifications and all, and Databricks PySpark you are going to see here. So that's what simple. In your project also, when you go to your resource group, you will find out all this list. Okay. So that's what actually you can see the uniform in this names actually. So let us try to launch this data factory. Click on that link. Then you need to launch it actually either by this way or by using URL also. So it is going to log in by using your credentials and then coming to the home page of the data factory. Let us observe that. So this is what the home page. So I'm just thinking that you are all first time it is seeing. So let us just try to have high level discussion first. Then let us try to have a deep dive discussion one by one. So first thing is have a look. There are four rectangular boxes here. One is ingest. You can ingest the data. If this terminology is completely new, no worries at all. All these things are going to become familiar for you. Copy data at scale once or on a schedule. So you can schedule your data so that data migrations are going to happen. Orchestrate the data actually. So that means based on the data, you can move some type of data to some place, some type of data to some other data store. So like that, you can transform your data. That means filtering the data, unnecessary columns removing, aggregations performing, null handling, so cleaning the data. So that is everything coming under transformations. That's what you can perform by using Data Factory. Then earlier, if you have actually SSIS packages, SSIS tool, there you worked for the migration purpose that you can configure to Data Factory also, so that you no need to do again the same development what you did in SSIS in the Data Factory. So just you can connect and you can run. That is also possible, but this is not in our scope. So all these three remaining, we are going to observe that. Okay. Then this is what the first initial thing. So if you go down, nothing will be there. Let it be. Now if you come here in the left panel, left side panel, there are 5 sections. Home, that's what we are there. And learning center, you are going to have different resources for our purpose. So you can just explore these things. Okay. So you can have a ready-made templates also. Okay. So that you can, if you by observing that, if your requirement is matching to any of the existing templates, you can use them actually, and just by replacing few things, uh, you can use it actually. Okay. So then tutorials will be there, quick start videos. Just have a look. Nothing is there. For us in real time, regularly we are using author, monitor, and manage. Okay. Very, very important thing. So have a look. Author as name implies the actual development, and you as a developer, you are going to work most of the times here. Okay. And after that, next important is monitor, where actually your executions you are going to observe actually. So yesterday, how many you executed pipelines, migration related, and what happened at each step, what happened, you will get familiar. That's what as name implies, you are just going to monitor it. Manage some of the resources you want to create. That's what actually, let it be all those terminologies you are going to get familiar. Let us first of all try to observe that high level concepts. This is one of the very important interview question when Data Factory came into the markets. Okay. So these are the key components. Learning all these things, doing uh, doing the real-time scenarios, practicing all the examples, all the problems is actually mastering this Data Factory. So all these things you are going to master it. And that's all the data factory actually. Now we will see just a high level discussion. We will observe them where actually it is there in the data factory. One by one, we are going to explore. So nothing is there in the pipeline. That's what where actually development is going to happen. And these are runnable. So you are going to run them so that if it is migration related pipeline, data migration is happening from one place to another place. And when you are doing this, when you are developing this pipeline, inside this pipeline, you might have different small tasks actually. Okay. So like whatever, copying the data, getting the metadata, fetching the data. So calling the API endpoint or iterations, conditional. So switches. So like that, variables are there. How to handle variables, arrays related concepts will be there. For each small task, there is going to be one activity, drag and drop activity will be there. That is what we will see this one somewhere. Then these two, after this discussion, immediately we are going to understand what is these two. So these are the initially you should start. Without these two, there is no data engineering day actually. Every day you are going to refer this. Of course, everything. Okay. May not be this very frequently, may not be this very frequently, may not be this. But these four every day you are going to see these words, work on these words actually. So data flows in the data factory side. If you are doing transformation, say whatever SQL you learn, that means suppose if you write a query, that is also data transformation. Okay. So that means data transformation you can do even in the SQL, in the data factory, in the PySpark notebooks. So that's what Databricks. Which one you will select basing on your situation actually. That's all. Okay. So that part we will see. So now how you will do the data transformation in the data factory side, we are going to learn it. That's all. Then the integration runtime. At a high level understanding, this is actually a computation infrastructure. Okay. So there are three things will be there. We are going to see in future. Okay. So to computation infrastructure, it is arranging actually. That means required resources in the background to run your pipelines, to establish the connections between private and public networks. This is one of the role or one of the person who is taking care of all these things. That's all. Then the triggers is nothing but you are going to schedule your work actually. So that meaning is what? Whenever you want to run the pipeline, data migration, you want to happen at midnight. Manually, you are not going to run them actually. You are going to make automate. So and so time, automatically they are going to execute. That's what the triggers. All these things are just high level words, high level meaning we just seen, but everything we are going to see one by one actually. So each one, not each one, together here and there, all of them we are going to start immediately. So these four, today and tomorrow itself, you are going to get the clarity. So now let us start discussing this. But before that, just observe them where actually those exist in the ADF. Have a look. First of all, come to the manage section. So linked service, that's what here, right? Linked service. Okay. So linked services we are going to create. We'll come back in a moment. Then the integration runtimes. That's what, right? Integration runtimes. Then you can see Microsoft Fabric is there, right? Directly you can pull this one to there. So that is some extension. So Git configuration, I told you, right? Even after creation of the data factory, you can configure to Git. So that's what in future we are going to see. Let it be at this moment. Then you can see the triggers, whatever we see, triggers. Then these are the some of them we've seen here. Now when you come to the author, have a look. Pipelines, you are going to see now itself. Data sets, we are going to see today itself. And if you click on new pipeline, I'm going to take a new pipeline. We will see every option. Here we are going to identify activities. So if you observe, I stressed when I am telling activities inside the pipeline, you are going to have for every small task activities, drag and drop activities. That's what here you can observe. We will discuss all these sections when you come to the pipeline discussion. Let us see that. So let us try to understand very important discussion. What is dataset and linker service? So before going to see that, very important, you have to understand this clearly. In the interviews, people will definitely ask, what is the difference between datasets and linker service? People will tell this definition to the this and this definition to the this, or people will confuse to tell what to which one. So you should not have such a confusion. Visually, diagrammatically, practically, let us try to understand now itself. So before going to see this, any doubts, any confusions till now? Hello. So hope it is clear, right?
Sorry, integration. Sorry, integration runtimes. Can you please recall, because computation infrastructure, in what case, I mean, how it will manage all the things, right? Pipeline activities, data sets, link service.
Yeah. So we are going to have elaborated discussion when the in the training. So where actually when you are connecting the on-premises systems to the ADF cloud, okay. So that time we are going to discuss. But anyhow, the high-level discussion is it's a main integration runtime meaning is nothing but computation infrastructure actually. So that means for execution purpose, what background it is need to arrange. So especially as name implies, it is integrating the runtimes. That means what actually? So from one network to another network, you are migrating the data actually. So in the background, it is going to arrange a require. So for example, you see this is one thing, this is one thing. And from here to here, to happen the data migration, integration runtime is actually working in the background. So this might be the private network, this might be the public network. So what are all things to take care? It is going to arrange everything. Then on top of that, data migration is going to happen. You understand? So
Yeah.
suppose on-premise is there. On-premise nothing but suppose my laptop is there. That is my on-premise. Nothing but only that only, right? Even in the client side also, they are going to have in their premises, they are going to have database. So in one of the device, they have their own database. To reach this database, first of all, you need to reach this laptop. So computation integrate IR is going to help you actually by creating it, by establishing it, by providing some required details, authentication related. You are able to reach this laptop only because of IR first. On top of that, reaching this server and accessing some tables, that is what further story. Got it?
Yes, clarified.
Yeah. So always feel free, any doubts. That's what I'm telling day one onwards. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Any other doubts before going to see next? Okay. Yes, now let us see. Very important discussion. First, we will start with the linker service. Then we will understand the data sets. And listen carefully. If you have any doubt, when I ask any doubt, please try to ask. No worries. And every day you are going to use in your data engineering life, especially when ADF is there. Okay. Just try to understand, first of all, what is linker service? Nothing is there, linked service. So this word is not at all, I guess, new to you. Even if it is new, no worries, we will see. Okay, the connection string. What is meaning of connection string? Okay, so what does it mean actually is, what is the meaning of connection string? Can anybody tell? Hmm? Okay, just for my estimation, I'm just telling, okay, no problem. Even if you are new, no problem. Suppose we already done yesterday database we created. You want to connect. Suppose if you see, so if you see here, if you see, this is actually ADF symbol. Take this ADF. Okay, let it be this ADF. In general, we have a database here. So SQL Server we have. So ADF is what capability it have? It can reach this SQL Server. Migration can happen actually. So we already seen the blob also. Okay. So data you need to migrate from here to here, for example. So here table data is there. One of the table data, you want to load the table data into CSV form here. So who is actually doing that? ADF actually doing. It is just like a vehicle in between these two houses. So some objects you are moving from this house to this house. That's all. So ADF is what actually required to do the task actually. So think in that manner here. Suppose if you take a database, SQL Server database, if you take, so to reach this database, you need some address. Keep that in mind. Where actually this house is located in the city, that vehicle person need source address. So for example, what is the database required details? So server name is what? Server name is what? And then database name is what? Okay. Username is what? Password is what? And especially sometimes might be port number also. So to reach this particular database, you need to provide all these details. That is what connection string in case of database. So required details for establishing the connection successfully is calling a connection string. If you take a blob, in case of blob you can identify uniquely with its name. That is going to in the form of URL, it will be there. We will see that. So simply to reach a blob URL is needed. Just by having URL, is it going to allow you to access files, folders? No. Where is the authentication? So there is a access key. So if you have these two details, if you have, then you can allow to go inside of this blob. So that is also a connection string related to this storage. To this storage, these details required. To this storage, these details is required. These are the connection strings. That is the terminology of the data factory linked service. That's all. So linked service says you need to create in the data factory by providing these details so that whenever you want to do any migration by using that linked service, you are reaching this SQL server. So what is exactly happening now? Linked service one you need to create in the data factory. Okay. By providing these 5 details, for example, you are entering inside of this database. Another linked service, that is what connectors also you can tell. So in the data factory, ready-madely connectors are available so that if you want to reach this blob by providing these two, it will reach this particular blob. That is what linked services. Just have a understanding. That means the vehicle driver from one home to another home, if they want to migrate some of the objects, so the vehicle driver should have source address is what, sink address is what. Both the addresses if he have, he will come to your home, he will load the objects, then he will deliver at the sink site, destination host. So exactly feel like same thing here also. Then data migration is going to happen. Then you after coming loading, then data movement is happening. So let us try to create a linked service for database. Let us try to create linked service for blob now. Let us feel that practical things. Observe, I'm just going really very slow because it is starting up the classes. Okay. So come to the data factory, this place, go to the, where we seen that linked service here in the manage. So come to the manage. See, have a look here. We have a linked services. Okay. So take that. Now listen carefully here. Either here or here. If you don't, I don't have any linked services right now. So click on new. If I open other data factories, you can see some list here. Anyhow, click on this. This is something interesting. Listen carefully. See, I told you, right? This vehicle is capable to, for example, this vehicle is capable to move there is a transport company, for example. Are they moving packers and movers? Are they moving only household items? Are they moving any other groceries or factories to house? Or any heavy objects are they moving or not? What are their capability? Okay. So that is what actually moving the household items. Yes, they have capability. Accordingly, they have vehicles. And for example, heavy items for factory construction. Yes, they have accordingly those those machinery and vehicles are there for moving that purpose. So that
Yes,
is
tiny Rohit.
hello. Please mute everyone. Okay. So that is what the capability of this way transport company actually. This data factory is capable to connect how many? These are all different stores, data stores. Where is your data? Identify it. If your data is there in this, yes, you are capable to connect this because you have a connector ready-madely here. So that's what, have a look. So data stores, your data Amazon S3, yes. If you have the details of Amazon S3 with authentication, you can connect from data factory. Then either write the data, read the data is possible with this Amazon S3. That's all. So now we are trying to create a linked service to the database. So let us try to have our database details also in front of us. Yesterday we created, right? So go to the SQL Server. See the SQL servers, how many are there? I am connecting to this one. Anyone is fine. So you also, after creating the account, you are creating one day SQL Server. Just to go to your SQL Server, you will get the details of the SQL Server. So we need mostly this server name full link. Okay. So copy it, just let it be, come here. So now these are all the different stores, category wise also you can observe. All you are seeing Azure related data stores, database related data stores, file related category wise you can observe that. That's all. Not only this, linked services to storage purpose, computation. So you written some code in the Databricks, PySpark notebook. So you want to call that notebook. So that is what computation related, data, not the data related. So computation related, where and all happen in our knowledge. One is in the Synapse, another is in the Databricks. So other things, okay, might be there. Other things might be there. We don't need to know. We don't know also. So if you want to call any script to run, you can create linked service and you can run. These are all external from the data factory you can call. That is what's. So now we are creating a linked service to database. So search with that name to whom you are connecting. You are under file category. So go to the all category or databases category. Now search with the SQL. SQL. See, the list is short actually. So then SQL to server. You want to connect to SQL server. If your data in PostgreSQL, yes, you can connect to that. So that's what, to whom you want to connect, you search here. After selection, go to the next section, continue. So this is where you are. Have a look. Okay. Now by providing the details of the SQL Server, you are going to establish the connection. How and all, have a look. Then this is the name which you are going to frequently use. Okay. So try to give the name, how you given the resources names in easy manner. Try to give the these names also accordingly. Okay. Because over a time, you might be connecting to tens of resources. One to the database, one to the 1, 2, 3 maybe databases in your real time, maybe Blob, maybe Data Lake, maybe to the Databricks, maybe to the Delta Lake. So like that, many linked services you are going to have. If you just give like a linked service 1 or SQL Server 1, SQL Server 2, you don't know to whom, to which you connected really. That's why always just by seeing name itself, you should understand to whom it is connected. That is because of like this if you provide. So linked service to whom that resource name you give it directly. Yes, now easily you can, okay, this is connected. This linked service is for so and so. You'll get the clarity immediately. Okay, just a minute. So that's all actually we have given the name. Then you see, just now we seen that integration runtime related. So you no need to create this one. By default, you will get with a some integration. That is what auto resolve integration runtime. In future, you will get the clarity. In this, if you go, you will find this one automatically. You didn't create it. Just now only we created data factory itself. So by default, it will come. There is a self-hosted integration runtime, which is very important for us. That is that is capable to make you to connect on-prem systems. So that you will see in future. Come down, and this you will observe every time when you are creating linked service. Okay. So that's what, right? It is moving to some other network or some other device. That's why it is required in the background, as just now one of you asked. Okay. Now you are connecting to SQL Server. SQL Server related options, you have it here. Okay. So we are connecting to the SQL Server. Take the server name, paste it here. And the database name, EFNDB, yesterday we created. Then you can see SQL authentication, username, password, Windows authentication, and some other. No worries. So Windows authentication, when it is on-premise, you can give this, or if it is virtual machine, you can use this. But most of the cases, this one we will use it, let it be. So the username what we given, this is what the username we given. Yesterday we created, right? Then in future, again, we are going to discuss this key vault. Here also somewhere, okay. This is, if I hard code the password here, you see, this is what I'm writing the password. This is not recommended way actually. So that means password is known to the even to the developer actually. So how you will believe the developer? So password should not directly expose it anywhere actually. Only a proper person in a team going to take care of it. So, but developer need it frequently. So you are not providing direct password, alias name. Those secrets you can maintain in the key vault. Then by configuring there and by using those secrets here, automatically internally passwords are going to exchange or something what you feel secret, you can configure Azure key vault. Later we will see just a high level discussion. That's all actually here. Done. Let us just try to test the connection. Okay. To reach this data file, to reach this SQL server, these are the details required we given, and let us test it. Let us see what will happen. So till now, hope you are following. Yes.
So later we will be using Azure Key Vault and not password.
Yeah, we are using in projects. We have to use no other option. And right now, since it is the day one, I am just giving high level. We will see that part in the Databricks. I will give the.
Later,
Hmm?
so later we learn where we get that key vault from, right?
Yeah, that is a like a data factory blob. This is one of the service, separate service. Okay, if search here, you will identify the key vaults.
Oh, okay.
By doing configuring here, by connecting to key vault, you can use those secrets here. You no need to give manually these passwords and all. Okay, we will see that separate discussion
Okay.
is there. Okay,
Got it.
so let it be. This is what, right. So always whenever connection is not established, try also one more time. So now it is successful. So this is our database. Okay, we are there actually. So we are able to reach it. Okay. So done. Try to create it. Click on create. This is what your linked service reaching to this SQL server. Okay. Like that, let us try to create one more. That is to the blob storage which we created. Okay. So what I need to search here? Come on. Now to whom you are creating linked service? That is what, right? So what I need to search?
Blob storage.
Blob.
That's all.
B.
That's all only. Azure Blob Storage. So you should have the clarity to whom you are creating linked service. So accordingly, you search it, you will find it's connected. That's what continue. So to reach Blob Storage, you need these details. That's all. So now options are varying actually, right? So give the name, linked service, to which blob storage. I guess we given this name, right? So FN June 25 M Dev blob. So that's all. By seeing name itself, you can tell that, okay, this linked service for so and so. Now come down. So these are all authentication type is what. So we are going to use access key. You will see that where it is available also. Let me open one more window for blob storage. Okay. Now this is directly easy one. So select the subscription which you have. Under this subscription, what are all blob storages are there? It is going to list down. Have a look. So what is our blob storage? Either you can search June, right? June 25 Dev blob. See, have a look. Loading key, something you are observing. So because this is Azure resource and blob is also Azure resource of same subscription, they are going to exchange internally each other. That access key. Otherwise, access key, the another field will come. You need to place the access key. By getting that access key from the blob actually. Where and all we will see. Visit hours now. Go to the. So this is our blob. In this, if you see, come to the security. So here we are going to have access keys. So this later we are going to reuse this. This section is their discussion on the Databricks side to establish the connection from Databricks. So, but just for your information. Okay. That's all done. So test the connection. So done. This is also successful. Create it. Done. So two things. Other options automatically you will understand. Let it be. So you see that one is for blob, one is for database. Like that, one by one, in your real time, you are going to see many. So by not, if you don't have proper naming, there is a confusion. Linked service 1, 2 like that if you give, or linked service SQL Server 1, SQL Server 2 like that if you give, no clarity actually. Okay. So that is what linked services discussion. That's all. Okay. So that is what's. So before going to see next, first of all, any confusion here overallly? Hello?
Hi, Preeti here. I have a question. Once we
Yeah, please.
created this linked services,
Hmm.
how the actual, suppose we have CSV file or the
Correct.
data from other database, how
Hmm.
actually it will move? We just gave the connection detail, but actual data is not there to move from one source to
Yeah,
target.
correct. See, it is, you have to think like this linker service is just like establishing a road between two cities.
Yeah,
Just by establishing a road, nothing will happen. Later, vehicles should carry the goods, is it or not? That's what further
right, right.
pipelines we are going to create. In the pipeline, that's what actually maybe after data set, I'm going to see, we are going to discuss. So time is not enough for today. So tomorrow, starting 10 minutes, you will get the clarity how data is migrated. That's what
Okay.
is the pipelines discussion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Okay.
you are going to see actual development. This is actually runnable so that what you want to migrate to where you want to migrate from where and all. That is what actual learning now onwards. This is one time task. Today only we will come. And very rarely we will come back to here. Your 95% of the work is in this author section only because you are developer. Author is nothing but developer here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's what linked service. Any others doubts before seeing data set? Feel free always. Yeah. Now come further. See, this is what the linked service done. So simply it is a connection string. Nothing is there. Okay. Now let us see the data set discussion. What is data set? We don't bother these definitions. Okay. So data set is nothing but the data actually. Data set is nothing but in other term, another many places, data set is nothing but data only, right? So what is your data? Suppose EMP table is there, that is what that the 14 records are there, right? That is what your data. So that's what simply you are pointing to whom ultimately to the data only. Okay, so that is what data set. So if you don't have any clarity, have a look, try to redraw the same diagram. ADF is there. Okay, and we have a SQL server here in the cloud, both of them in the cloud, but these are individual services. You have now tables T1, T2, T3. If you take a blob, you have a inside blob containers. Then we have a files. Okay. Container 1, container 2. Then we have a files. Okay. And this is the blob. And this is the SQL server. So let it be. Now, what actually just now we completed? Linked services discussion done. Linked service 1 is there. By giving the details of this SQL server, including authentication, username and password, you are able to enter inside the campus actually. That's all. You just entered with authentication. Now you are free to go anywhere actually with the linked services. Similarly, even here also, by providing access key and the blob storage name, you just entered inside the campus only. That's all. But I want to read the data of this table. I want to write some data into this table. I want to access some of the stored procedure. I want to access a few other objects of the database. I want to read the file data. I want to write some data as a CSV form file. So who is the next one is actually is data set is going to take care of that. So this is linked service and this is dataset. If you want to read the file dataset is actually is there. As name implies, dataset, it is pointing to the data ultimately. But for the dataset, linked service is the background actually. So dataset details will be there. With the linked service, it reaching that storage account. Then inside that, by using dataset, it is reaching so-and-so file or so-and-so table as per the storage type. Then if it is read operation or write operation or whatever operation, it is performed. Then it is full-fledged actually. Just reaching the campus is not enough. Required object you are in a position to access. That may be read or write ultimately. So let us try to create now data sets. Let us feel that you are able to read the data or not first. That's what together every day you are going to use this. Okay. Come here. You should come to the author section for seeing the data sets. Have a look here. So just click on these three dots. Click on new data set. You are going to have a same feeling of linked service while creating. Yes or no? See, these are all different connectors because ultimately where is your data set? So my data set, first of all, I should tell broadly my data set is there in the SQL server, right? My data set is there in the blob, right? So that's why while creating linked services, what are all things you see in? Same thing. Now here two steps actually. Where my data is there. Now I am creating data set to table. So what I need to do, come on, tell me here. What I need to do?
Database.
Yeah, which database I need to search? That's what my intention. You are correct.
SQL database.
SQL Server. Yeah, that clarity you should need actually. People know what to do, but when they come to practical, they are missing. So now you want to reach so-and-so table so that read or write you are able to perform. So that's what here, search with SQL Server again. That's all. So what we will do is let us try to log in. So query some tables we will see here. So that's all. Continue here in the dataset side. See. Now you see how many linked services we created in our data factory? Data set. How many linked services we created in our data factory?
Two linked
Two.
services.
Two linked services. If I click on this drop down, how many you are going to see? That list. How many we will see?
Two.
2, 1, 0, 2. You are telling one of you told 2. Any other answer?
Two services.
2. Why 2? You selected in the previous step SQL Server. When you are inquiring about SQL Server, why you are showing unnecessarily other type? Yes or no? So,
Okay.
so only SQL Server. It will show only the previous step in the back. In the previous step, what category you selected, related linked services, it will show. That's the beauty. Okay, let us finalize the table what you want to access. So you are in this. So come here. Let us try to access one of the table, whatever that, anything randomly. So I just want to see the data of the sales LT customer. Okay, so let it be. So now by selecting that linked service, you see the beauty. It will show you the table list in the data factory. See, these are all the tables, right? What you have there. Have a look. How many? So you are able to see in the data factory. That's all done. Okay. Now I want to reach this particular table. Just click OK. Now give the name also, dataset names also accordingly. Tens of data sets you are going to have in this list over a time in your real time. So just like a dataset 1, 2 or random giving names, not going to work out. And that is not professional. That's why everything we are going to take care just exactly like real time. If you observe last 3 days also. So give the name also properly. This data set to SQL Server first of all. Which SQL Server name also you try to give. Then this is for schema sales LT of customer table. By seeing this itself, you are able to understand, okay, this is for so and so. Done. Then we'll come back to this manual part in the practical, in the scenarios. Click OK. So this is what your data set. See that. What your name, if you want to change the names, title, you can change it. You will explore these options actually slowly one by one. What you configured, that is what here. Have a look. Even you can change the table name later also. Not a problem. Okay. Just click on preview data. So that sample 10 records max, it will show you. This is what the data. Yes, with this you can confirm I'm able to reach my required data set. That's all.
Okay.
Any difficulty here? Nothing is there, right? Okay. So that's all. Now let us try to create a data set for the so and so file. That's why we are in this. Go to the container. I want to reach so and so container. Go to the staging. We have one file here, I guess. No. Let us upload one file. Yesterday we tried. It is failed, I guess. Yeah. So I'm just uploading one file here. There is a. So I'm just uploading CSV file.
Are you done with this, Daddy?
Please mute.
Not
Hello.
yet. 10 more minutes.
Please mute always. It will disturb flow. Yeah. See, this is what the CSV file we uploaded. Okay. Click on this. Come to the edit. If it is CSV, if it is less than 2 MB data, you can see its data also. This is what. You can click on preview. In table manner, you can see it. If you click on edit, you can change the data also here. It's okay. Okay. This file data, let us read in the data factory so that we are confident to reach even to the blob. So again, come to the data, see the list. Come to the data sets, new data set. Then what I need to search? Come on, step by step, you only has to tell one by one. Try to answer a
Blob storage.
Blob storage.
Your data set is in blob. Come broadly for like India, then state is what, then mandal is what, like that. Come on, next.
Then CSV.
So you can see what you
Delimited.
want to reach. What you want to reach. So accordingly, type, select. Then here, this is a data set. And first of all, this is in which blob? Because sometimes in real time, multiple blobs also will be there. You have created dev blob. So day 1 blob, day 2 blob, or for different purposes, they want to maintain things very clearly, access related and all. So different blobs will be there. So that's why this is just accordingly, my intention is naming should be very clear. So this is June 25 M blob. In that, the container is staging. In that, the file name is 100 sales table. That's what I want to give as a data set name. How many linked services you are going to identify? If you click on this drop down. One. That's great. Because in the previous step, you selected this only. See now, because it is like your folder, right? In our hard disk. Here, not the tables actually, paths actually. So right, that's all. See, and observe that here in the blob, if you come back, you are in the container staging. So this path, you will observe all those things. See, staging folder, container, inside that only one file right now. Tomorrow you will see some few more files. By writing, we will write through data factory. So select that, that's all. That's all. If you have further path, it will be in the directory. Final file name, it will be here. Click OK to create. Have a look another data set. This is SQL Server dataset. This is blob related dataset. Blob related dataset. Then accordingly the options. Since it is CSV type, accordingly the options. If it is Parquet type, accordingly the options. If it is Excel type, accordingly the options. So you will get familiar. Okay. Even here you can change the file names. You have hard coded the file name, keep that in mind. That is not at all recommended. You are making it dynamic. That is where one of the important discussion. People are really struggling to do this. In real time, I'm talking. Not the people who are learning newly. We are going to master it within 1 week of discussion. This is where dynamic, one of the very important discussion. You don't think that you are going to know all the file names, table names actually. So hundreds of files, tens of tables you need to migrate. We don't know how many tables. We don't know the table names, but you should be in a position to develop the scripts here. But it is very easy. 100 files if you want to migrate, 100 tables if you want to migrate, you are not going to do 100 related tasks here. 1 or 2 or maximum 5 are basing on requirement. With few, everything you are able to handle. And you don't know file names while doing table names while development. So such a way things will be there. This is initial. We just started with this. You can change the file names, path, everything like this. Then you can preview the data even here also on every data set. See what you have in that file, you are able to see here. And you can see your list of data sets. Okay. And this dot, when it will be, if it is not saved, the dot will be there. So publish it at time being. When you discuss the Git related configuration, you are going to have some extra options here. That time we will discuss the differences, save and publish. At this moment, if you want to see your work next time, you just publish after your completion. Okay. So this is what data sets. That's all. What is the, see, that's all. Now you should have this clarity first of all, because in the interview, people definitely ask what is data set, what is linked service. People will tell that data set is for connecting to SQL Server. Is data set really kind of using for that purpose? No, right? See this visual diagram. This should be fixed in your mind. So then with your general words only try to speak. That's all. You know, right, what is individual objects inside data stores. To reach those data sets, data set is using. To reach the data store, a database or a blob or data lake or API, anything, linked services we are using. It's a connection string, right? Any confusion in these two words understanding or in this discussion, whatever?
So, hi, this is Anil.
Yeah.
So, in this case, we have SQL Server and Blob, but
Hmm.
there could be any, right? Like other, any two different sources,
Any?
any two different sources in that linked services. We
Two.
created SQL Server and Blob, but it could be some other sources as well.
Yeah, of course. That's what actually. Where is your data? Okay. My data might be sometimes Amazon S3. This is also, we will see. Some files we will keep here. We will see. So I will create, I have to create first of all linked service to this S3. Got the point? If my data randomly, for example, even we don't know all these things, we no need to know also. Suppose my data is there in this HDFS. So just click this, continue. HDFS related details, cluster URL and username. By having these things, you can reach this HDFS. So that's what linked service you are creating. Got the point?
Yes.
Yeah. So where is your data? That is what this is one connector. This is one connector. Like that data factory is capable to connect this many connector. This list is there actually. Data ADF connectors list. So see, this is what ADF is capable to connect to. These are all actual. This is documentation of Microsoft. Okay. So around 200 are there. This documentation, if you read, you will understand. So accordingly, you can use it. And what is this in the table? These other columns. Maybe tomorrow you will get the clarity. These are all things we are going to learn in upcoming days actually. So as a source, can I use it? Say, just observe this one as a source, as a sink. So source is nothing but always what you are reading the data. Sink nothing but what you are writing the data. So can I read the data from this? Yes, blob storage files, you can read it. Can I write into the blob storage? Yes, sir. Files data, you can write down. You can create the files. You can write down. That's what write operation. As a sink can I use? As a source can I use? Like that, see, some of them as a sink not useful. Some of them as a source not useful. And some of them both useful. So have a look. Okay, yeah, metal.
Yes, sir. Actually, we created link service. I mean, from two of the link service, one for pointing to
Hmm.
SQL Server, right?
Hmm.
Now here, in terms of database, data sets, what we created. So, it can't we create like, for a database rather than SQL Server, because we are anyhow dealing with the data stored in the database, right?
Yes, that's what the good thing. You say you created to the server. I guess your meaning is instead of server, why don't we create to the direct SQL database? Is it?
Yes, yes.
See, we have both the things. So the thing is actually, this is what POC in general, in real time, we are going to perform. And this is dynamic behavior. It is not a fixed pattern, fixed behavior actually. So that's why, so for some clients, what will happen is, they will have one SQL server, multiple databases. So that time, if you want to reach all the databases, uh, creating a linked service to the SQL server is more than enough actually. But it is not strict what I am telling. Little vary will be there in the real time. Vary means POC people will perform first. Database 1 under this SQL server, database 2 under this SQL server. Are you able to reach with the same linked service or not? That's what POC will do before the project. If you want to create a linked service to specific database, then you can use this, but there is no big difference in the options wise. Have a look. All the things are same. You need to provide server name, database name, then authentication. That's all. Is it?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Fine, I got it. Actually, I did not find that when we,
Ah,
create the data set with the SQL Server, we did not find that specific database name. So I was confused in that.
yeah. You can directly also create two
Yeah.
specific database under one server.
Okay. Thank you.
Suppose you have 5 databases under this server, one server. We seen that architecture, I guess, yesterday itself we seen.
Yes.
Under SQL Server, 5 databases are there. For all five different linked services you can create with this. Okay.
So, sir, actually, in that case, if we directly connect to SQL Server, now, let's say we perform data flow from this blob to any
Hmm.
specific database. So, in that case, we have to create some specific task pointing to that database in the pool. I mean, what we can say, pipeline or what?
Yeah, in the pipeline, that's what tomorrow you'll get the clarity. We will do one simple task like table data we are converting into CSV and loading into the blob. So with
Okay.
that, first of all, migration by using ADF, how it is happening, you will get the confidence. Then on top of that only point by point, we will add everyday discussion.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what day one itself, you have to see the first of all migration. Then in the migration, see, sometimes schema is not clear for us. Okay. So schema you need to fetch. Sometimes how many tables you need to migrate, we don't know. But the tables list we need to fetch. So, so that's what actually activities in the pipeline. So I will introduce tomorrow actually. So that's why if you take a new pipeline, so iterations for 100 tables, you just need to copy the data. So that means for every table, same task, but with a different table. That's what iterations and all. So here the loops concepts will be there. And variables holding the data. So you need to get the metadata, you need to fetch the data, stored procedures you can call, scripts, so SQL scripts you can write down here, and you can call the API endpoints. You can pass the data, you can fetch the data from API endpoints. That's what web. All these things learning is actually tomorrow onwards will start. Okay. Tomorrow we will start with copy activity, where actually you are going to bring the data from one data set to storing that data to another data set. That is what table to file or file to table, anything is okay. We will start with that combination. Then on top of that, everything discussion going on. Okay. Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's cleared.
Yeah. Okay. So any doubts further? See, always my simple request is day one onwards, try to do the practice. So today, if possible, try to create the Azure account. If you have already, it's okay. And start practicing it. So you see in every batch. So next Monday onwards, we are going to have a 30+ students in batch. Okay. Okay. Many people are already joined. So Monday you will see 30+ in this count. Okay. Uh, so what is going to happen is in every batch we used to have 30-40 students, but ultimately who is going to stand till the end is around half of the students only. Because what will happen in general, so attending live class is always matter, but some people might skip 1 or 2 days, then they will miss the flow. Though they are attending next classes, definitely there is some lagging, because some topics they might not heard. And then further what will happen? Slowly, the people will start giving up. That's all. They will leave it all. So attend live classes at any cost. In single stretch, as a habit, you are going to understand the concept. Then hands-on is the real thing at your side. So even in the teaching also, instructor or teacher work is 30% only. So making you to understand is our duty. Then making it permanent is your duty by doing hands-on. It is simply like in your childhood, instead of reading 100 times, writing one time is going to make permanent. So writing one time is like our hands-on here. So if you practice what we did, linker services creation, you do it practically. Then you will feel the depth. Then homeworks. So maybe tomorrow onwards itself, you will get some homeworks. If you complete this, real confidence is going to build. So end of the day, your knowledge definitely equal to 3 years of real time. What standards, what concepts, what issues, what we are discussing, all together going to make you. It is not just practically what is happening in real time. In and around things also in between we used to discuss. Especially in the project phase, project we will discuss the requirement and then straight away discussing the development. That is not at all the project in my view. Day on one onwards, when you sit with the client, how you will gather the requirement, how you will sort out the different issues, how you will finalize the technical stack, how you will estimate the time, resources, and how you will identify the user stories, then how you will do in the DevOps, then how you will assign that work, how you will estimate the cost, then if two data engineers are there, if one data engineer is there, how you will tell this is a 3 months project, 6 months project, like that. These are all different phases before your actual development. This is nothing, because by that time we will discuss all the real-time scenarios. All real-time scenarios integrating is actually the project. That's all. So development side, nothing you are learning in the project at that time, because by that time individual scenarios one by one we will discuss completed. In and around things of the project we will understand. Now just by visualizing, you are going to have a feel of real-time project. any phase you are in a position to talk. That is what the real intention of the project. Okay. So that's what we are going to see. So that is why don't miss the classes. Try to attend the live classes and do these 3 steps. And data engineering is the only one, don't have any replacement even with the AI. Somehow you can do, but still dependency is there with the human. So, and the data domain especially is always evergreen. So learn it properly. Growth rate definitely will be there like anything, basing on your level of preparation ultimately. Okay. So that's all from my end. Let us meet tomorrow if you don't have any doubts for today.
So one question. So for any class we miss in
Yeah.
case, will it be
Yeah, you have
recorded?
a recording. Yeah, just a minute. I will show you.
Okay. I don't.
Say
I'm
hi.
not planning to. In case on any like.
Yeah, that's what. See, this is not for freshers course. I can understand everybody is working professional. So missing the classes is very obvious thing, not intentionally, not lazily, because of the situations, maybe office work, maybe household related, whatever. So for example, you see, let me share previous batch recordings, how it will be. So after every class, you are going to have a classes in the drive actually. Okay. And you are going to have one Excel sheet, which is the guide for you in that drive. Always you need to refer this sheet. Then each day what class is the conducted. Suppose today we have done this part. Have a look. Introduction, ADF creation, top level concepts, linked service, dataset creation. So like that, each thing is going to list it down. Then its corresponding recording will be there. So like this, you are going to have a drive access. So you can see all the ADF, logic cap, SQL, or fabric related, Databricks related, then project. Okay. So these are all different. Just by coming to this sheet, it's enough actually. So like that, currently going on batch evening. So this also. So this is currently evening batch actually. So everyone have same structure, recording videos and their corresponding sheet, syllabus coverage sheet will be there. No, you no need to ask me also. After the class, within 15 to 20 minutes, recording will be there here. If you miss the class, if you want to recap, that is also very important. You can come to here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds
And
good.
sir, creating creating database, would charge. So can we keep them intact, or we have to delete them after doing our work?
No need. I told you yesterday. The more than uh, most of the time we spend yesterday, right? Are you
Yes,
there?
yes.
I guess you are there, right?
I
Yesterday.
I was there, but what I saw, like, after creating the Azure account, I got $200 credit, and now it's less somewhat. So I
It's
just was
how
confused.
much
Like,
now?
if I use resources many times, then
No, no worries at all. Okay.
okay.
You are not using definitely not more than me. Okay. And at
No,
the same
that's
time,
fine. Yeah, I
yeah.
understand.
So you see, my meaning is you no need to worry ultimately to give that confidence. Uh, um, See, database, is first of all, you are in the free trial. Okay. So when you are in the free trial, everything, whatever credit you have, $200. So basing on your usage, it is going to cut. Once
Yes,
my tips, when it is going to useful, when you come to the paid subscription, there actually you need to bother, right? So that's why in the free subscription, let it be as per your usage, it is going to happen. So database, if it is really charging, you just delete it and every time you try to create it, it will take hardly 5 minutes. Okay.
yes, yes. Yeah,
Once you come to the, you can create any number of times, one more information. Okay. And when you come to the paid subscription, follow strictly what we are discussing.
certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the paid subscription, yesterday I think earlier class you showed like this. Go through that because
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me I have to go with pay as you go. I
Uh,
opened this account earlier and I have already used my free subscription. Either I will need
Ah.
to open a new account, but I'm okay with pay as you go.
Yes,
So I will
man. My
have to.
question is that only instead of searching for credit card and instead of struggling to create Azure account, okay? Go for paid
Mhm.
subscription. Within, if you are in India, less than 100 rupees, you can manage your month, my entire month billing. I shown my billings also, okay? To give you the confidence. So come here, I will show you my billings.
So how do I make sure like I don't keep using the resource when I'm not using it? I think you
Yes,
went
yes,
over.
that's all. Till now we created Blob. You just create it, forget about that. We created Data Factory. That also leave it, no worries at all. And we
Yeah.
created a resource group, no bothering at all. SQL Server, no worries at all. Database. When you come to the database, when you are in the paid subscription, select there is a offer option. There is a offer. So they will give 32 GB for your storage and 1 lakh processing seconds they will give. Definitely will not use that much. So that option you have to select. That's what yesterday I shown you actually. If you miss that, I will share the recordings. You can just have a look. Okay. See,
I
just to
think
give
it's
you
on.
the confidence to you, my billing part, if you see, this month and the last month, I have little high because we did some very big project. But I will show you my billing part. That is going to give you the confidence. So you see my invoices. That's why this you frequently try to come. In real time also, you sometimes you need to give the suggestion to the client also. That time proactively, if you tell all this your experience, definitely you have some impression, right? See my billings, see, and see how I am able to manage from last how many 5 months.
Yeah.
I have every time, any month I have at least 2 batches, morning, evening. How I am discussing same thing, but I am able to manage with this. Is it or not? This is more
Yeah.
than enough to have confidence, right? For going the pay as you go option. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes it is high because I did some mistakes by forgetting the resource. Even if you forget also, no worries. If so, they show 1,000, 2,000 for one of the student, 1,30,000 rupees will happen because of database. He forgot 5, 6 days. But just by reaching out to the customer care, in within 24 hours, they wave it off.
Yeah.
Corrected
My
actually.
my
Hmm?
question is, what do we need to do? Like we need to delete everything we created.
No, no, don't delete. That's what you just create and leave it. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. See, to give you the confidence, see the data factories, how many I have. If it is really billing, will I keep all these things like this? Is it? All these things
Okay.
for different batches, even 24 batches are also there. And
Okay. So we
hmm,
don't need. Basically, you are saying for this the amount
see,
of use you all the
hmm,
services we created, it won't the price won't be too high.
point B, yeah, don't, yes, definitely. It is not going to be high. I'm telling that for the specific resources only, you should be careful.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah. I mean, I
Data
will not be
factory,
creating anything
you
other than
create,
what you show
huh?
here in the class. I will
Sorry.
not be creating anything new except what you show here in the class.
Exactly. That's what you see. Suppose if you create a virtual machine within days, it will go very high. So virtual
Oh.
machine, suppose when you are creating Databricks and all, that
Uh-huh.
time you create it, practice it, delete it. But I didn't
Okay.
told to any of these resources till now like that. You create it, leave it also, no problem. But virtual machine, if it is created, use it, whatever you want to do, then delete it immediately.
Okay.
If you leave it also, billing is going to happen.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but that's why Databricks side, when you were discussing Databricks, that time also you no need to worry. We have a free community edition. There you can practice 99% of the PySpark related concepts. Okay.
I have an account on already. I already have account for
For
Bricks
which?
community. Databricks community.
Yeah. That's more than enough. for our learning purpose actually. Okay. No worries, billing wise, that is the only bothering for the most of the students. Of course, for all of them who are practicing sincerely. Billing wise, no worries by taking these small precautions. Till now, take care of database while creating. Strictly follow our recording, what we discussed. That's more than enough. Happily, you leave it and practice it, enjoy it. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
One more doubt.
Yeah, thank you all. Let us meet tomorrow. Use the same link for joining. Bye bye. Have a nice day.